Hello, Dio. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to build a worm farm, or as I call it, squirmel bin. I have a lot of leftover vegetable scraps and things like that from like feeding my birds. We also get a lot of cardboard from Amazon deliveries and paper bags from Walmart deliveries because we are disabled, so we can't really go out and do our shopping, and so we have a lot of stuff that can easily go into a vermicompost. So that's what we're going to do today. So again, disabled, so can't really get out to get anything. So I got these. These were like $7 a piece at Walmart. These are just 18-gallon Sterilite bins. I got two in this nice mint green and one in this nice pink because I wanted something that looked nice. I wanted something that's not your standard black tote. Just, I wanted something that looked kind of pretty, you know? So I went with something in a nice color. So the bottom bin, you don't do anything to it. I've got two empty coffee cans in here just to give the whole system a little more height for my back, and it'll also help with airflow underneath the system. Now, from what I was reading, you're supposed to do a 1/4 inch hole every 2 inches. But it's got these little, there's these little corner markings, and I just went ahead and I'm gonna drill those out and then do roughly every 2 inches in between. I don't think I can hold the phone and drill at the same time. Oh, I've got that on reverse. This is probably not the right drill for this. But it's what I have available. I'll just do this one here in the middle. Oops. Did we not poke through all the way? We did not. Convenient. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this tote, I think, and be right back. This is actually taking considerably longer than I thought, which it's probably not helping that this drill and this drill bit are not quite right for this job, I'm assuming. But on the bright side, I have a helper. Hi, baby. What doing? Hi. Every time. Alright, so that is the bottom, well, one of the bins finished. Let's see here. I don't know how well you can see. There's little bits sticking up. These you're going to want to try to cut those off with something. Rip it off with pliers. Just because you don't want to hurt your worms, right? Like there's a lot of these little pieces. You just want to clean those up and toss them. My supervisor is in the background. So you're also supposed to drill for ventilation. Uh, Same kind of holes, just along the top of your bin, every 2 inches. Now, could I have measured and marked all of this ahead of time? Sure. Did I? Of course not. I am trying to clean up as many of these plastic bits as I can manage. So here's our air holes. I'm only going to do the long sides. I'm not going to do the short sides because that's just too much. And then if you look through, you can see our holes on the bottom. And so the way this is going to work, this is, wait. I'm doing this indoors. Like this is going in my house. That's part of why I wanted it to look nice. So this is going inside the house. So the way this works is it's a 3-tier system, and your bottom tier, like I showed you before, you don't do anything to it. I just have those empty coffee cans in there to give it some height. That's basically for any liquid that drains through, but there's a lot of people that say your system should not be wet enough that there is stuff dripping through. So it's basically just there to catch anything that might fall through. So then what happens is you put your bedding and your food scraps in, and when this fills up with compost, you put another bin just like this on top and start putting your bedding and your scraps in there, and then they come up through the holes towards the food. All right, so that is our first bin done. We've got our ventilation holes up top, and then we've got holes on the bottom. I am going to have to go through this. Gives me a chance to better show you. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to go through with like a wire cutters or box cutter or something and just get rid of all those little tabs on there. And now we start on bin number 2. This has taken me about a half an hour just to do one bin. Again, this probably wasn't the right drill for this. It's the only drill I have access to. But it's working. We're getting it done. It's just not perfect, but nothing is perfect, so it's all good. Do I really need to measure this, or can I just go off of what I did on the last one? Hi, little bird. You know you get the peanut. There you go. Ouch. How did I get a splinter? Alright, that is all the bottom holes on this bin. I just have to do those side holes on the top, and then we will be done drilling holes in plastic. Now, I'm doing this with a drill. You could probably use like a hammer and a screwdriver. That's going to take a lot of effort. I know a lot of people like to use like a soldering iron, and that's going to go a lot faster, and it's also not going to give you these sharp little pointy bits that you then have to trim off, but then you're inhaling toxic plastic fumes. So, your choice. Extra work trimming off these little bits and bobs, or toxic plastic fumes. This also goes a lot faster on the second round because I just counted how many holes I did in that one and I'm eyeballing it instead of trying to actually measure. Which on something like this, you don't have to measure. I mean, I did the holes on the bottom of this one a little bit differently than I did on the first one. It is what it is. They're worms. They're not going to care that much. Well, worms and also springtails, because I'm going to put springtails in here to help make a really bioactive environment. Alright, that is all of my holes drilled. Both sides, ventilation holes, bottom holes, on 2 bins. Now, a lot of people will put like a mesh screen on these ventilation holes to keep worms and springtails from getting out and to also keep pests from getting in. I do have some screen. I don't know if I'm going to do all that right away. I might just kind of let this do its thing, but we also tend to get fruit flies in the summer in the bird room. It just every year, well, not just in the bird room, I mean, like in the kitchen too, fruit flies. Don't know where they come from. Um, but yeah, so this part is done, and now I'm going to go order my squirrels. I will be ordering from Uncle Jim's Worm Farm, and I will post an update when I get them.